Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How you doing guys? Hope you're good today and I hope you're doing great. Today's tutorial I'll be showing you how to make this halter neck wide leg jumpsuits. So I'm making use of this beautiful print. This is a by 60 in length fabric, okay, and I'm going to be folding this exactly into two because what we have here is 3 yards. So 3 yards, folding it into two, just like you see me doing. That's the first fold. Then the next fold, I'll fold it again. So this is how I'm going to be laying it on the fabric. Okay, you can see 3 yards folded into two for the first time, then again. Okay, so this is what we have. So we'll be cutting out both the front and the back piece here. So now I have my fabric unfold. This unfold part now I'm going to be marking out 7 inches. 7 inches I'll be marking out from the top to the bottom. Like I said, this is a by 60 length, so this is going to be enough for my full length, okay, inclusive of the hemming around, because this by 60 actually comes even a little bit more than 60 inches. Okay, so this makes up for my full length. So after marking that 7 inches, now I'm going ahead to indicate all the vertical lines. Don't forget, we're doing this on that 7 inches line. That's where all our markings are starting from. So I marked the chest line, the waistline, and the hip line. The chest line at 9, waistline at 17, hip line at 24. Now the crotch depth is going to be from the waistline, so I'm marking the hip circumference divided by 4, and I added 5 inches to it. Yes, okay, so this is supposed to be a very free jumpsuit, so I added that 5 inches there. I hope you understand. From the waistline, you mark your crotch depth, which is your hip circumference divided by 4 plus 4 or 5 inches, but I used 5 inches. Okay, yes, then of course the full length, your own desired length, you mark that down. Now the next thing I'm going to do, still on that 7 inches line, remember that is what we're using as our unfold line, right? So marking out now, I want to mark out the slope line, 3 by 8 inches mark. After 3 inches, mark the 8 inches, then you come down 1 inch for slope. Okay, and of course you can now create your armhole. So from that shoulder width, now you can create your armhole. So I'm using a neck width of 3 and a neck depth of 3. That's for the front, a neck width of 3 and a neck depth of 1 for a back. It's a collar neckline. All right, so neck width of 3, neck depth of 1 for the back. You can also do 0.5 inches, but I'm doing 1 inch, and of course 3 inches for the depth for the front. I hope you understand. So this marking our chest line, creating your armhole, that's if you're going to be adding a sleeve. Okay, if you're going to be adding a sleeve, but in my own case, remember this is an halter neck, so we're going to bypass that process. All right, yes, just in case you want to add a sleeve, you can also go ahead and do that. Now on my chest line, now I marked the bust circumference, which is was 38 divided by 4, added extra 3 inches to that. On the waistline, I did the same thing, waist circumference divided by 4 plus 3 inches. On the hip line, I'm also doing the same thing. The hip is 44 divided by 4, added 3 inches. Just go ahead and connect all the points together. That's exactly what I'm doing here now. You can see from the chest line to the waistline and down to the hip line. Okay, so now I'll take this all the way to the end, to my hemline. So my hemline, I'm going to still mark the hip circumference divided by 4, which is 44 divided by 4, 11. Still added the 3 inches we have been adding. Then I now added extra 4 inches again to give me an A-line effect. Extra 4 inches, you can see. So this is to make it more wider. So this is why it's a wide leg. Okay, so from that hip line, you can see I'm extending that line down to the hemline there. So it has given it that A-line effect. I'm so sorry if you can't really see the chalk markings. I try to use the most visible one, so I'm sorry if you can't see that. Then the next thing I'm doing that is to mark a cut together pockets. Okay, so just in between the waistline and the hip line, 1 inches below the hip line, I did an outside curve. This is what I'm doing now, and that's it. It's that simple. You can see. All right, so the next thing, of course, I did now is to create the halter neck effect. So from that neck width, just make that armhole to meet what the bust point there. You can see that bust line where we marked our bust circumference. Just from the neck width, create an armhole curve to that point, and that's it. That's the halter neck effect, except if you want to add a sleeve to yours. Okay, yes. Now coming down to the unfold line, these are 7 inches line. Now I'm going to be marking either 0.5 or 1 inch. So me, I'm marking 1 inch. Now you can see I'm marking 1 inch all the way. It's going to stop what at that crotch line. You can see all the way. You can see marking that 1 inch, a straight line down to the what the crotch line. Okay, so that's going to be the joining allowance. Okay, yes, remember it's supposed to be, we call it an unfold line because it's going to be open, so that 1 inches will help us what to close it up. While on that crotch line, you can see I'm extending out by 3 inches to create my crotch. I came out 3 inches, you can see. Then I'll go ahead and make a crotch towards that line that we just draw now. You can see this. So we have just created our crotch effect there. Then of course I either take it straight down, but because we are trying to do an A-line effect on the lower part, so I'm going to extend it to the very edge of the other side. You can see from that point of our crotch down to the end. So this is going to make it have the A-line effect. So whatever you're doing on the other end of the other side, the same thing I'm also doing here. So you can see we made an A-line effect on the other side, so I'm also doing it on this side as well. You can see. So this was actually the main essence of this 7 inches mark we started with, okay, to be able to give us this slanted line on the lower part. And that's it, guys. We're done. So going ahead to cut this, you can see cutting through the crotch all the way. So we're cutting on that line. You can see our joining line there. You can see, then of course going to cut on the other side as well. Please guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that yet. Remember to like, share with friends and sewing communities. I will really appreciate this a lot. Thank you so much, guys. So you can see this now. We've cut through the pockets. I'm just trying to trim the lower parts to make those lower parts, align. And here we have it. So now I'll go ahead and cut for the back neckline. Remember, we use 1 inch. After cutting out the back, I'll just take off that piece so that we can cut off for the front. The front depth of the neckline was 3 inches. Don't forget, this is because it's going to have a collar. You can see. And that is it, guys. We're done. So it's important to notch that line, because that 1 inches line for joining, I'm also notching it for the front and back. So this is the reason why we have that joining at the center of our front piece. Okay, and this is how it all turned out. You can see, so beautiful. Trust me, guys, this is easy. If you don't understand this, kindly go over it again. I'm sure you'll get it right. Okay, yes. So now we'll start with the sewing process. Now for the back, I'm going to come down 13 to 15 inches from the down. 13 to 15 inches, that is where I'll start sewing from. Okay, so we need that space because we have to be able to pass through the hip, and we'll be able to wear the jumpsuit. Okay, remember, it doesn't have a zipper or anything, so it needs to have that slit opening. So 13 to 14 inches from the top of your outfit, and you start sewing from there. You can see, so it's from that point. Now I am pinning it down all the way to the crotch there. You can see that's how we're going to sew. And once you're done sewing, by the time you open this up, you will see that, okay, so I just noticed there was a shortage on my pocket, so I had to make up for it by adding a little pieces of fabric. Okay, yes, so I didn't notice this when I was cutting, so that's just a simple thing, just making up for the shortage I have on my pockets, and that will be it. So after that, now by the time you open it up, you can see the slit opening. You can already see the view, how it's looking already. So once you're done, then you can go ahead and close up that opening. Just hem it, just make a fold and close it up. And so that's going to be the slit opening at the back. Okay, so the reason, like I said, is to be able to allow us to wear what? The jumpsuit. Okay, yes. And of course, for the front, you're going to do the same thing, but this one you're sewing from the beginning. Okay, from the top all the way, you make that sew all the way to the crotch, right? So that's what we're going to do. And when you open this up, this is what we have. So this is what I'm going to do. I also use bias for the armhole. Then I'll come back to show you the next step. And when I was done, this is what we have. You can see that joining at the front, making sure you clean up all the rough edges. You can see the armhole. I've used my bias. You can already see the view of our suits here. You can see, and this one now is for the back piece. You can see I've gone ahead to do the sewing, so you can see that slit opening. I've also hemmed it there. And yeah, guys, this is looking all good now. Yes, so the next thing now is to go ahead and join this together. The right side facing the front and back over each other, right side facing each other. Then you join the side, run it through the armhole, through the pocket, and of course do the same thing on the other side. Then after that, you will now join the crotch. Just make sure that it aligns and join it properly on both sides. Then of course you go ahead and hem the bottom of your jumpsuit. Okay, and that will be it, guys. So once this is done now, the next thing now will be to fix the collar. So I'll go finish this up. Okay, yeah. And when I was done, you can see how our jumpsuit is almost ready. You can see the pocket, everything has been in place. You can see, although I've not given this a good press yet, but I'll be doing that later on. So you can already see how beautiful this is looking. This is the back view. So it's time for us now to fix our collar. Now the collar here, we're going to be making use of this long strap. Okay, so this is over 60 inches, about 64 inches in length, and the width should be 4 or 5 inches. The width should be 4 or 5 inches. What I have here is about 6 inches. I'm still going to trim it out. Okay, yes, 64 inches by 4 or 5 inches in width. Okay, yes. And of course, you can do this in two ways. Like mine is going to have a long strap, that's why it's this long. But if yours is not going to have a strap, you just want it to just end, okay, just the collar there, then you don't need this long piece. You only measure what you have for your round neck. Okay, so but whichever be the case, you still need your round neck measurements. So for my round neck, I'm using for this one is 20 inches. Yours might be lesser. Okay, yeah, so 20 inches, right? And that 20 inches now, I have to fold this my strap into two. Whether you are folding your collar, the one with the strap or the one with the strap, any one you are doing, but you must fold your fabric into two. So you place your tape around your neckline to know how fitted or how loose you want the collar to be on around your neck. That's exactly what I'm doing. So I using 20 inches. Okay, I don't want it tight, I don't want it too tight, I don't want it too loose, but this 20 inches is moderate. And of course, the fact that it's also having a strap, it will help me adjust it to wherever I want it. Okay, yes. So now that 20 inches, I'll go ahead and add divide it into two, and that is 10. Okay, that's exactly what I'm doing. So you can see I folded this my collar strap into two to mark my 10 inches, right? Then I'll go ahead and notch it. It's very, very important you notch it. So this will help you know that that is where your collar should end. And another thing I'm going to do afterwards is to apply an interfacing. I'll be using steel. So it's very important you apply an interfacing just at the point where your collar will be staying. I'm not going to apply it all around, no, just in between my collar space. The other sides are going to be the straps, so my interfacing will not get there. Okay, so it's important you notch that. Also, having your interfacing in between will also help you to know where your collar will stop and where it will end, where it will start and where it will end. I hope you understand. Yes. So now after ironing my interfacing, I'll go ahead and start fixing my collar. So now I'm going to be sewing this from the inside first, and we'll start at the center of the front. Now the center of the front is already visible because of that joining, right? So I'll place my collar now at the center. Don't forget, I'm sewing from the inside first. The right side of my collar is facing the wrong side of my front piece. Start sewing. You can see by the time you pin down, this is just the front neckline, right? Now locate where the collar ends. Okay, that is where you start sewing from the back, and your sewing from the back has to be where your slit opening is. That slit at your back, that's where you start sewing. I just hope you understand what I'm saying, right? The wherever you notch, you remember you notched your collar, so you have to start sewing the end of your collar to the end of your back space, if that makes it better for you to understand. So you can see the one pinning it down. So this is just for one side. Then you move over to the other side, locate of course where the collar ends. So if you iron your interfacing, it will even make it easy for you. You just know that you are placing your interfacing at that space, the space of your back piece. I hope you understand. Just go ahead and sew. So doing it this way, it will help you align everything properly. Okay, so you can already see how this is looking. So once you're done, just go ahead and bring everything to the front. So this time around, you will now be top stitching. Okay, so you just fold about 0.5 inches, then you go ahead and top stitch. So it's important to start top stitching from the center. That's the center of the front piece. So you keep sewing this all the way. So by the time you get to the end of your back space, the strap now, you just continue your sewing. Okay, just continue sewing the strap. That's if you are using a long strap. But if you are not using a long strap, you just know that you will just end it, of course, at the back there. Then at the end, you can now fix your loop or your button, whatever it is you want to fix. I hope you understand. So that's it, guys. So I'll finish up this now. Then, of course, I'll come back to show you the final look of this jumpsuit. And at this point, guys, you can see I've already done with the collar. You can already see how beautiful this is looking. You can already see this. So this is good to go. All you need to do is just to wear this and, of course, strap it behind and you're good to go. I like this because, number one, is adjustable. And, of course, it's going to this strap. The long strap is going to cover up for that opening at the back, okay? In case you're putting on your bra and you don't want your bra, tip to show. Yes, so you're just going to cover it up, okay? But, of course, whatever works for you. Thank you, guys, as we have come to the end of this one, and I hope you do find this helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you on the next tutorial. And also don't forget that aside making wears, I also make and sell fashion accessories in wholesales and in retails. Okay, just reach out to Partner Also Fashion. We are here for you. So what you're seeing here are some of the samples of my accessories. So these are tote bags. These are DTF printed ones. If you want it in plain, you can have it. If you want it in DTF print, you can also get it as well. Okay, we also have other ones like the hair bonnet of different sizes, styles, and designs. You can see these are different types of hair bonnet. There's the tote bag. These are maxi tote bag, plain. We also have the Ankara version, and these are fully padded, fully lined with inner pockets and zipper. Okay, there's sleeping robe, there's apron, cooking caps, scrunchies, hairband. They are so numerous. All you need to do is just reach out to Partner Also Fashion, and these are perfect gifting items for your events and whatever you want to use it for. Okay, yes, guys. So like I said, my DTF printing is also an online class that is already ongoing, so you can also go ahead and register. You can see the flyers here at the end of this video for more information. Okay, this is a very lucrative business. Just reach out to us and we'll be here to reply you. Bye.